إن هذا القرآن يهدي للتي هي أقوم ويبشر المؤمنين الذين يعملون الصالحات أن لهم أجرا كبيرا.
بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to Qur'an Made Easy. This is your brother Abu Muhammad. In the last lesson we started this new series and we learned how to recite Surah Al-Fatiha correctly. Today inshallah we're going to learn how to recite Surah Al-Naas correctly and remove some of the common mistakes that people make. Now let's open our Qur'an to Surah Al-Naas. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. The first word of the surah is the word قل. We have a qaf and then a lam. Qaf is considered to be from the 7 heavy letters in the Arabic language. So Arabs will pronounce qaf in a heavy manner. قل. قل. Qaf, the articulation point of this letter is right at the back of the tongue near the throat. So we take out this letter from right at the back of the tongue near the throat. This letter does not exist in the English language. So for brothers and sisters who are from English background, inshallah, have no fear, inshallah. With a little bit more practice and sincere effort, inshallah, we'll get it right. Good news for us is that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ told us that the person who recites the Qur'an and struggles, maybe they don't have the letters in their mother tongue or they've never heard of this sound, but they still recite it with struggle, but they put sincere effort, such a person will get double the reward the Prophet ﷺ told us. One reward for reciting the Qur'an and the other reward for putting that extra struggle and that extra effort in the recitation of the Qur'an. Qaf, when we pronounce it in a heavy manner, as in qul, qul means say. If we pronounce qaf in a light manner to make it sound like a kaf, kul, kul, this changes the meaning from say to eat. Kul means eat. So we cannot take out a letter from a word and replace it with another letter. If we do this, like this example, qul to kul, then we'll be doing al-lahnul jali, which is a major serious mistake that needs to be avoided. Now the next word we have is a'udhu. Alif, ayn and then dal. Alif is pronounced from the bottom part of the throat, bottom part of the throat, and ayn from the middle part. So then u, a'u, not a'u, but a'u. Then we have the dal. Dal, the articulation for dal is the tip of the tongue touching the edge of the edge of the front 2 teeth. Dhu, a'udhu. It's very common to hear a'udhu. Do not change dal to a zai, which is very common. So changing a letter to another letter from dal to a zai, this is considered to be al-lahnul jali, serious major mistake that needs to be avoided. So a'udhu, a'udhu. Then we have bi rabbin nas. The word an-nas contains a nun here. Nun has a characteristic of something called al-ghunna. Ghunna is just a sound that comes from the nasal passage whenever we pronounce 2 letters. It is impossible to pronounce these 2 letters without a sound coming from the nasal passage. Now what is this sound? To find the clarity of a sound of a letter, we need to put sukoon on that letter. So let's try to look for these letters. So I want you to put your hand, I want you to hold your nose, and let's try with the ba with the sukoon and say ab. Say ab now. Ab. Can you feel a sound coming from the nose? No. Now let's try ta with the sukoon. At. At. No. Let's try tha. Ath. Ath. No. If you were to search, if you were to look for all the letters, you will not find any nasalization sound, any sound from nose, except for 2 letters. That they are mim and nun. So if you try and say you notice there's a sound coming from the nose. This is called ghunna. Or feel it, do it. This is called ghunna. So when I say bi rabbin nas, I'm actually producing a sound. A sound comes from the nose automatically. Nas, try it. So قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ. So whenever noon or mim is pronounced, there's a nasalization, a sound from the nasal passage automatically comes with these 2 letters. Now noon here has a shadda, so we hold the noon. بِرَبِّن, hold, بِرَبِّن, then let go. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ, بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ. If we don't hold the noon and say بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ, then we haven't given the noon its due right. So hold the noon. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ. How long do we need to hold this noon? More or less, it will be this amount. An-nas. But for you to get it right, you need to read to a teacher, in front of a teacher, and the teacher will tell you to do more or to do less. But more or less will be to this amount. An-nas. So I'm going to recite the ayah now, and what I want you to do is to repeat the ayah. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ. Now you say it. Now let's go to the next ayah. مَلِكِ النَّاسِ. Again, hold the noon. مَلِكِ النَّاسِ. Hold, then let go. مَلِكِ النَّاسِ. مَلِكِ النَّاسِ. Now, can we shake the ghunna? Can we say مَلِكِ النَّاسِ? No, we're not allowed to do this. We should avoid shaking of the ghunna. Ghunna should only be one go. مَلِكِ النَّاسِ. What if it sounds nicer? Even if it sounds nicer, do it in one go. Next ayah, we have Ilahin Nas, Ilahin Nas. If you notice, next to the lam, there's a little alif. This is called aliful mad. What we need to do whenever we see this little alif is to stretch that letter to 2 counts. Now, what does it mean to stretch a letter to 2 counts? This means say the letter, stretch the letter with the time that it takes you to say that letter twice. For example, in this particular example, the lam. Lam to say it once will be la. Again, la. At a normal speed to say lam once will be la. So the time it takes me to say la twice, so la, la. So this time, this is what 2 counts mean. So la, la, 2 counts be la. La, this is what 2 counts mean. If I say stretch this letter to 4 counts, the time it takes you to say that letter 4 times. La, 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 la. This is what 4 counts mean. So we're going to stretch the lam to 2 counts. Ilahin nas. Again, Ilahin nas. Now you repeat after me. Ilahin nas. Say it. Now let's go to the next ayah. We have here min, then sharri. Noon with a sukoon, and then a sheen comes after it. An important rule to note here is that in the Arabic language, letters are of 2 types. Letter that is mutaharrik, a letter that is a vowel letter, and a letter that is sakin, a letter that has no vowels. So we have a letter that is mutaharrik, letter that has a vowel. This just means the letter has one of the 3 vowels in the Arabic alphabet, in the Arabic language, which is fatha, which makes an a sound, kasra, which makes an e sound, or dhamma, which makes an u sound. This is a letter that has a vowel, mutaharrik. And the letter that is sakin, letter that does not have any of these 3 vowels. They have a sukoon. Sukoon is just a shape of half an egg or half an oval shape. This is called a sukoon. Now, whenever we have a noon that is non-voweled, noon with a sukoon, then depending on the letter that comes after, imagine here's a noon. Depending on the letter that comes after the noon, this letter will affect how this noon will be pronounced. And this effect is of 4 types. So this is very important to know in this lesson because we're going to come across these rules in the next few surahs. So after noon with the sukoon, the letter that comes after, we're talking about a specific letter, only noon. We're not talking about general letters, all the letters, but only noon with the sukoon. Depending on the letter that comes after it, that will affect this, how we pronounce this noon. And this effect is of 4 types. So if a group of letters, they come after noon, imagine if a group of letters, any of these group of letters, they come after a noon with a sukoon, they'll make this noon sound clear. So the number 1 effect is clear. Number 2, if other group of letters, they come after this noon with a sukoon, imagine this is a group of letters, they come after noon with a sukoon, they'll make this noon merge onto them. So number 2 rule is noon will merge onto these letters. Number 3, there's 1 letter in the Arabic alphabet. Whenever it comes after a noon, it will change this noon to another letter. So this is number 3 is change. Number 4, which are majority of the letters of the Arabic alphabet, whenever they come after a noon with a sukoon, they'll hide this noon. They'll hide this noon. I'll explain what all of these terminologies mean. Now, here in this particular ayah, we have noon with a sukoon, and then a sheen comes after it. Sheen comes under the fourth category, which is hide. In Arabic language, this is called al-ikhfa, to hide. Yeah. So how would we hide the noon? To know how to hide the noon, we need to know how to make the noon clear. To make the noon clear, we touch the tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth. Imagine, this is the tip of the tongue touching the roof of the mouth. Min. So if I say min, I'm making the noon clear. Now to hide the noon, what we need to do is, imagine, here's the tongue. Middle part of the tongue is where the sheen is articulated from. Here's the roof of the mouth. So we're going to take the noon very close to the roof of the mouth without touching it. If I touch it, it will be min sharri. Min sharri. Noon will be clear. We want to hide it. So we'll say min sharri. Min, the ghunna, min, then say the sheen. Min sharri. Min sharri. This is how to hide the noon. So min sharri, min sharri. This is similar to the English word lung or young. We don't say lung. We don't touch the N and the G. Lung or young. But we say lung, young. Very close. The letters are very close to each other without touching it. So min sharri. Repeat after me. Min sharri. Then we have the word al-waswasi. Waswasi. The wa we pronounce it in a light manner. Wa. Waswasi. And sin sharp. Waswasi. Waswasi. Min sharril waswasi. Then we have the word al-khannas. Kha is a heavy letter in the Arabic alphabet, so we pronounce it in a heavy manner. Kha. Khannas. Min sharril waswasil khannas. Repeat after me. Min sharril waswasil khannas. Now you say it. Good. Now let's go to the next ayah. Alladhi yuwaswisu. The word alladhi ends with a ya sukun, and the word yuwaswisu starts with a ya fatha. Please do not merge these two words together. Do not say alladhi yuwaswisu, alladhi yuwaswisu, but say alladhi yuwaswisu, alladhi yuwaswisu, alladhi yuwaswisu, yuwaswisu, not yuwaswisu. Do not make a sad sound by making the sin heavy. But yuwaswisu. Alladhi yuwaswisu fi sudurin nas. Hold the ghunna then. Fi sudurin. Hold, then let go. Fi sudurin nas. Fi sudurin nas. Alladhi yuwaswisu fi sudurin nas. Now the last ayah. Min al-jinnati wan nas. Hold the noon in the word jinnah and nas. Min al-jinn. Hold it. And the word an-nas. So min al-jinnati wan nas. Now if you notice the ending of this surah, or the ending of the surah, the second last letter is an alif preceded by letter that has a fatha. Whenever we stop on a letter, we're stopping, not continuing, stopping on a word. And the second last letter is an alif preceded by letter that has a fatha. Then when we're stopping on this particular word, we can stretch this particular word to 2 counts, 4 counts, or 6 counts. So we can say min al-jinnati wan nas. That's 2 counts. Or min al-jinnati wan nas. 4 counts or 6 counts. Min al-jinnati wan nas. We mentioned before that the mad, okay, this type of mad should be in accordance with your speed. So if you're going to go at a faster pace, it's better for you to do 2 counts in these ayats. If you're going to go for medium pace, do 4. If you're going to recite at a slower pace, then we should do 6 counts. Now if you're going to do 2, please remember to do 2 all the way, 4 all the way, or 6 all the way. Now what I'm going to do is to recite the whole surah. What I want you to do is to listen carefully, because I'm going to put all the rules that we learned in this surah, inshallah. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Qul a'udhu bi rabbin nas, malikin nas, ilahin nas, min sharril waswasil khannas, الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. Now this is the end of the lesson. What did we learn today? Today we learned some of the new letters which are from the 7 heavy letters in the Arabic alphabet, which are Qaf and Kha. We learned what ghunna is, which is just a sound that comes from the nasal passage whenever we pronounce 2 letters, that is mim and nun. We learned what not to do with the ghunna, which is shaking when we're pronouncing it. We also touched on nun sakina rules. We found out that after nun with the sukun, depending on the letter that comes after it, the effect in the pronunciation of this nun. The effect is of 4 types. Yeah? So in this particular ayah, we learned that if nun has a sukun, the letter that comes out, if it's a sheen, then it comes under the 4th category, which is hiding the nun. We also learned that the ending of the surah, Surah Al-Naas, can be stretched to 2, 4 or 6. This particular stretching is called mad arid bis-sukun, mad al-arid bis-sukun. Now this is the end of the lesson. If anyone has any questions related to today's lesson, feel free to ask, and inshallah we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Don't forget to do this short quiz to test yourself what you've learned in today's lesson. We've also provided a PDF notes for today's lesson. Please don't forget to forward and share our videos with all your contacts. For the Prophet Muhammad said, "Man dalla ala khayr falahu mithlu ajri fa'il." Whoever encourages or guides people to goodness will get the same reward as the person who performs that goodness. So if you're to forward these videos and share with your contacts, and each time that person benefits, you're going to get the same reward as that person. If they forward it to other people, you're going to be involved in their reward and all those people that they forward it to. This is a beautiful teaching from the many beautiful teachings of our beautiful religion. Until the next lesson, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.